What's up everybody, Kinetic here and welcome back to Lost Ark. I got another big video for you guys today that I think that you will really enjoy. This is going to be talking about the endgame for Lost Ark and why I think that it relates more to Monster Hunter than a lot of other comparisons. For example, MMORPGs like maybe World of Warcraft or even ARPGs like Diablo 3. In the last couple of videos, I showed you how various dungeons, field bosses, and raids like the Chaos Gates give us activities to progress in gear, and how the stat system combined with gems also increase your character's power. Today, I want to add a little to that, but also talk about what it seems like the general direction of Lost Ark's endgame is. On the subject of gems, I've had conversations with a few different people who played the beta, who gave me some very interesting info. The gems that are slotted into your weapons and armor are called crystals. The gems that can be equipped as an accessory are called ability stones. Now this is their translation, obviously, not mine. I had this goofy way of kind of calling them refined and unrefined gems for a certain reason. But we know that the crystals can be bought, the ones that are put into the slots of your armor and weapons. They can be purchased from, for example, NPCs. They are also found as drops, for example, in dungeons, and can also be crafted. The ability stones can be looted from chance boxes that you pay gold for, and also found while gathering, for example, life skills like mining. Unlike crystals, which come with set stats, the ability stones must be refined by you, the player, with various results depending on your luck. Some people have pointed out that the ability stone and stat system reminds them of Monster Hunter, and it got me thinking a lot of Lost Ark at endgame is similar to Monster Hunter, because while most MMOs' loot systems is centered around your chance to find gear that is ready to use, Lost Ark's endgame loot system seems to be more about crafting. Just about every activity, including dungeons, field monsters, and even the Chaos Gates loot contains crafting materials you use to either make special gear like epic and legendary armor and weapons, or is used to make more powerful crafting materials, of course used to make epic and legendary items. Crystals are also crafted by the materials gathered from various bosses, and older gear is salvaged into materials for crafting. So altogether, these activities involve hunting various monsters wherever they may be, and then processing materials into powerful gear. Of course, not all gear will be crafted. The same activities also reward you with ready-to-use gear and gems, but it seems the most powerful comes from crafting. But what about trading and the auction house? We still don't know what can and can't be sold on the auction house since it wasn't available in this previous closed beta, but after translating the text myself on various crafted items including gear, materials, and crystals, epic and legendary quality crafted items cannot be traded. In fact, it seems, regardless of quality, anything created by players through crafting is untradeable. So the majority of items that are crafted and dropped in the game are untradeable, and between dropped items and crafted items, the crafted items seem to be the most powerful, and so Lost Ark's endgame, like Monster Hunter, is about hunting and crafting the most powerful gear. Now this doesn't take into account all sources of gear. There are also pieces of gear that you may get from quests that you can find in dungeons, or for example story missions and things like that. No doubt I think are also going to reward gear, materials, gems and things like that. But I get this feeling like that's still just a stepping stone to getting to harder, more challenging content that will give you materials that will end up taking you to the crafting table. And you may be wondering, well, what about PvP? Is there PvP gear? Is the gear that we need for PvPing also going to have to be crafted from PvE activities? It seems like it, yes. We have seen very early on that there is an MMR system. It seems that the MMR system, at least for now, is only there to gauge how experienced you are, how successful you've been in PvP, and perhaps then start to queue people up depending on their MMR. If you have a really low MMR, then you're going to be queued up with noobs like you. If you're really pro and you've been kicking a lot of ass, you're going to face off more than likely then through that MMR queuing combination against more powerful and experienced PvPers like you. Now, all that right there at the end, that's just my speculation. And of course, I have to insert that any and all of these systems could possibly be changed from one closed beta test to another and may be wildly different by the time the game comes to full release in Korea, and who knows what changes may also happen by the time the game comes over to North America and Europe. But also, like I've said in the past, I really do think that most of these systems are not really going to be changed too much. There may be more added onto them, but for the most part, I think that we are just testing out to make sure stuff works, and then they will be changing out balancing and things like that, but nothing major. But that's going to wrap up this video for endgame progression in Lost Ark. I really do see a lot of similarities now. It's not exclusively similar to Monster Hunter. Of course, Lost Ark is pulling a lot of influences, yes, still from, obviously, MMORPGs and ARPGs, but the endgame is very, very reminiscent of a Monster Hunter kind of scenario. But I want to know what you guys think. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section below. Do you prefer the endgame progression, for example, in games like Monster Hunter or MMORPGs that give you just static stats on ready-to-use gear? Or maybe you really like ARPGs because while they may drop ready-to-use pieces, they have variations in stats, and so you can continue to hunt for the same piece just with better stats. Let me know what you think about that down in the comment section. Click the like button to support these Lost Ark videos, guys. These last 3 videos now, including this one, have been very heavy with info, but it's also really interesting and exciting, I think, to dig for this information and then put it together for you guys in an educational and hopefully entertaining video as well. Coming up soon, I am probably going to be kind of shifting down gears a little bit, and we're just going to take a look at some gameplay that has been coming out from various YouTubers and streamers on YouTube and Twitch, and kind of giving my thoughts on various bosses and dungeons and things like that. Those videos will be coming up pretty soon, as well as other videos that will be more like this, informational and kind of in-depth. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next video. Thanks again for watching. My name is Kinetic, and I'll see you next time.